Today I'm going to share with you my personal United Way story. It begins about 30 years ago, and as most employees, you have the opportunity to give at your individual workplace dollars back to the community. I had that opportunity and I did partake. Then, like many others, we heard the news that money disappeared in the United Way. That particular incident did sour me against the United Way. So, a number of years went by. I didn't give to the United Way per se, but I did give back to my own company's employee plan that would help with those in need. Then, my department director came to me and asked me if I, in fact, would be the lead for our United Way giving that year. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm still a little bit leery about the United Way and not using my funds the way I intended them to be used. So do I really want to do this? Well, I decided, okay, I'll do it. I'll see what's going on. So I went to the department training program. Well, I found out the truth behind the monies being embezzled from the United Way. I found out the person was prosecuted to the extent of the law. That changed my view about the United Way. And I was able to take that information back to my department, the people within my department, and now encourage them to give to the United Way as I started again to give to the United Way. So I had been the department lead for actually that point to the present day. And along that journey, I also, for the last 3 years, had been the co-lead for the Banner Heart Hospital team. And those 3 years have been just a wonderful experience for me to help raise money for Mesa United Way. I had the opportunity to see the good things that Mesa United Way is doing. That is kind of my story from my work life. Let me tell you a little bit about my personal life. My personal journey with Mesa United Way has really dealt primarily with food pantries. The first food pantry I had worked with was actually through the church that I belonged to. How did that connect to Mesa United Way? Well, the food bank. We received monies from, or funds, well actually we purchased, let me backtrack, we purchased food from them. So we were able to service our community that way. So as the years went on, the food pantry, we left that food pantry and then got involved in Mesa Can's food pantry. We helped build the food pantry, as a matter of fact. I got pretty doggone good at drywalling and painting and all the things that go into actually putting a building up, but we were doing the interior part of it. So from there, again, now I'm dealing with Mesa United directly because Mesa Can is part of Mesa United Way. And we were also getting food from the food bank. So I got to see now how the various arms of Mesa United Way were intermingled and working together. So again, my volunteering out in the food pantry has gone on for years as well. So now I started to meld the two together. Here at work, I'm raising monies for Mesa United Way as being a department lead and then a co-chair within my hospital. My personal life, I'm seeing how the various different agencies work together and how we're helping the community. But now, okay, I'm raising money, I'm seeing money go out. How do we decide where that money goes? That was my next step. And that's where I got involved into the SIP program. For the last 3 years, I have been a member of a panel, and it has been a worthwhile experience for me. I was amazed at the work that the agencies are doing. But let me reflect a little bit on the SIP program in and of itself. It's a very involved program, by the way. The agencies themselves have to fill out an application. This is not a 1, 2, 3-page application. Many of them are 30 pages long. Very in-depth. Mesa United Way expects them to complete these applications. Be thorough, because as a SIP member, I want to see exactly what is happening in that agency. So as the panel gets together, we have these applications in front of us. We have done our homework beforehand. The agencies will give us a presentation, and then we as the panel get to ask questions. Questions about their presentation, questions about what we may have researched, and questions from their application. So it's a very in-depth process. From that, we give feedback back to the committee, who will decide where funds are going to be distributed. I tell you, I have never seen a more thorough process when funds are going to be distributed somewhere. Now, let me also talk a little bit about then with Mesa United Way, how their checks and balances work. Their SIP program is one of the methods of checks and balances work, because they've got community members coming in, interviewing, and really in-depth investigating these agencies, if you will, to make sure that the monies go to the proper agencies, where they are most needed in the community, and where the funds will be utilized appropriately. Mesa United Way in and of itself has a very in-depth process of checks and balances. They know where every penny goes. They are very, very astute in the matter of who is touching what monies, and it's double-checked by another individual. I have perfect confidence by working through the SIP program and also just working with Mesa United Way that I know that my funds that I give are going to the right place, and I am active in making sure that they go to the right place. So overall, I can't speak highly enough for the SIP program. I am a firm believer in their process. It's very effective, and it absolutely makes sure that our community gets the funds that they need. So I encourage anybody who would be willing to give their time to do this to become an active member of a SIP panel. You'll never regret it. Thank you. Say your name. I'm Julie Kline-Roerig, and let me tell you where I've spent the last 25 years of my working career, and that's been at Banner, and the last 10 and a half at Banner Heart Hospital.